Krishna, everyone. Welcome back to yet another amazing episode of Pariprashna. So, we have already uploaded 8 episodes of the first 8 chapters of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. I really hope that you have had a chance to watch all of them. In case you have not, we have left the playlist link in the description. So, just with one click, you can access all the 8 episodes in one place. So, please watch them. I'm sure it will be worth your time. So, what are we discussing today? So, back in about 1970s, I believe. So, when Prabhupada was visiting Paris, one of his young disciples, who is not so young anymore, so His Holiness Indradyumna Maharaj, so he was recollecting one of Srila Prabhupada's pastimes. So he happened to bring one of the admirals who was working in French Navy to meet his wonderful spiritual master, that is Srila Prabhupada. So Srila Prabhupada was very pleased to meet this admiral. He goes on preaching to him for about 45 minutes. And at the end of Prabhupada talking to him, I'll just read exactly how it is given in the Memories of Anecdotes of Srila Prabhupada, the book compiled by Siddhanta Prabhu. So here he says, if I want to understand this philosophy, what should I read? Prabhupada said, Bhagavad Gita. One of the servants got a French Bhagavad Gita. Prabhupada said, this is our French Gita, read this. The admiral looked at it. It was a big book. He said, I may not have time to read the whole book. Of all the chapters, which one should I concentrate on? Prabhupada said, read the 9th chapter and then you will understand everything about Krishna. So you can guess how important this chapter must be, that Srila Prabhupada, of all the 18 chapters in Gita, he is recommending 9th chapter to this admiral. And also, this chapter is titled Rajavidya Rajaguhya Yoga, the king of all knowledges and the king of all secrets. So, what is so special about this chapter? So, I really can't wait to dive deep into this wonderful chapter by way of inquiring from His Grace Kamalalochan Prabhu. So, please do join me. Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.
So, Prabhu, as depicted in this anecdote, of course, you can't speak on behalf of Prabhupada, but in your opinion, why do you think that Prabhupada is recommending 9th chapter of all the 18 chapters? And also, why is this chapter called the king of all knowledges? What makes it superior compared to all the other types of knowledge?
Because in this chapter, Krishna directly talks about love of Krishna, Krishna Prema. So that is how this chapter concludes by saying, Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. So whatever Krishna wanted to say, he has told it in the 9th chapter itself. So in one sense, Bhagavad Gita gets over in the 9th chapter. Only because of Arjuna's inquiries about the Vibhutis, he spoke the 10th chapter, 11th chapter. And again, in the 18th chapter, he concludes with the same thing, saying that Man Manabhava Mad Bhakto, you become my devotee. The whole purpose of Bhagavad Gita is to come to the point of loving Krishna. So he gradually brings a person who is whose consciousness is engrossed in matter through the different yogas of Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Sankhya Yoga, and then gradually brings him to the position of a pure state of love of God, Krishna Prema, that he describes in the 9th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. That is why it is known as Rajavidya Rajaguhya Yoga. So this is a secret, Guhya. Now, if I ask you something to choose between two things, you want to hear about the most important thing or the most confidential, you want to hear something more secret? You want to hear important thing or a secret thing?
Secret.
What is your choice?
Secret thing.
Secret. So people are not interested in important things. They're interested, though it is unimportant, maybe, but still, if something is said as a secret, you would like to hear. So what is that secret in Bhagavad Gita is, you become a devotee. Man manabhavam. This is known as Gita Rahasya. In the Bhagavad Gita, there are certain verses known as Charamashloki Gita, 18th chapter, 66th verse, Sarvadharman Pratijja, topmost verse. So it is important and topmost, but still more confidential than that is Manmanabha Madbhakta Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru. That is known as the Gita Rahasya. So you have Trishloki Gita with 15th chapter, Chatushloki Gita in the 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Karmasara in the 3rd chapter, Matkarma in the 11th chapter also, last verse. So this Manmanavo Madbhakto Madhyaji Mam Namaskuri Gita Rahasya, that is what is known as the most confidential knowledge. That is Rajavidya, Raja Guhyam, it is Guhya. It is Guhya, Guhyatara, Guhyatama. Degrees of comparison. Good, better, best, like that. This confidential or secret, more secret, most secret. So the knowledge of Krishna, Krishna's bhakti, love for Krishna, that is the most confidential. His vibhuti is more confidential, and the knowledge of the soul that I am not this body, I'm soul, Atmagyana, that is confidential. So these are the 3 levels of knowledge. That is what is known as Rajavidya, Raja, Guhya Yoga.
Wonderful. So, Prabhu, what you said is very true. People are more interested in something that is secretive rather than that which is more important relatively. So, the next attribute of secret is that if I had a secret to share, I would not necessarily tell it to everybody. I would be very, very selective in who I share the secret with. Now, how can we even call this a secret? Everybody has access to Bhagavad Gita. Anybody can open the pages of Gita and dive into it. Then how is it a secret? How can we call it confidential?
Yes. This Bhagavad Gita is an open secret. So why it is an open secret? Because it is available for everyone, but not understood by everyone. How can you understand Bhagavad Gita? By becoming a devotee of Krishna. Something very interesting. Only a devotee can understand Krishna. Only a bhakta can understand Bhagavad Gita. And the more you understand Bhagavad Gita, the more you become a devotee or a bhakta. So in this way, Bhagavad Gita should be accepted with the spirit of devotion. So when you have some bhakti, if you approach Bhagavad Gita with bhakti, then Bhagavad Gita will reveal more bhakti to you. That bhakti which has been revealed to you, that will make you relish Bhagavad Gita more. In this way, it goes on. So they are 2 non-different from each other.
Okay.
It is not by studying Gita you get bhakti, but you should have bhakti to study Bhagavad Gita. By studying Gita, then you get bhakti. In this way, it goes on complementing each other. That is why Bhagavad Gita, 9th chapter, has a very unique role in Krishna also says in the Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter, where it says, Bhaktoshi me saka cheti rahasyam idaduttamam. This rahasya, I am telling it to you because you are my bhakta, you are my devotee. Like, even in what to speak of Krishna, he is a person, you are also a person. Whom will you reveal your secrets to about your personal life? You will not go and tell everyone. You tell who is your friend, who is very known to you. So the more the person becomes intimate to you, the more you reveal yourself to that person. So Bhagavad Gita is an open secret. Though it is available for everyone, the secret is known only for few. That is the nature of Bhagavad Gita.
Beautiful. So, Prabhu, here in the very first shloka, Krishna is revealing what is that special quality that Arjuna has, because of which Krishna is choosing Arjuna to reveal this most confidential knowledge to. So, in Krishna's own words, Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Idam tu te guhyatamam pravakshyamyanasuyave jnanam vijnana sahitam yajñatva mokshase shubhat. So the specific qualification Krishna is pointing out is you are anasuyave, you are non-envious of me. So what is the nature of this anartha called envy, which becomes a barrier for us to access this most confidential secret?
Simple. Envy means what? You want to be a competitor to the other person. You want to prove that you are better than the other person. And you want to prove that the other person is inferior to you. So there is a barrier, as you use this word barrier. So for transfer of knowledge, what is required is a conductor, not a barrier.
Mm.
So what is that conduction which transfers the secret from others' heart to your heart? That is love.
Mm.
So asuya is envy is absence of love. That is called envy. So when you're envious of a person, even though other person may be very beautiful, but you will not appreciate.
Mm.
Other person may be something telling something which is beneficial for you, which is truth, but still you say it is wrong, and you say that he's hating me.
Mm.
So the more the as long as we don't appreciate Krishna's transcendental qualities,
Mhm.
Kavim Puranam Shashtara Manoramyam Shamanasmaredhya, as long as we don't do that, as mentioned in the 8th chapter, that means we have envy for Krishna.
Mm.
Somebody may say, no, 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 I'm not envious of Krishna, I'm just neutral.
Mm.
Okay. Neutrality also is a kind of envious. You see something wonderful and then you don't appreciate it. You may say, I'm not criticizing, but still not appreciating something wonderful is also an aspect of envy only.
Mm.
So this envy creates a barrier. Hmm. Naturally, as I told in the previous answer to the previous question, that you speak about yourself, the truths about you, confidential things about you, not a person is envious to you. You speak to a person who love you. Hmm. So that is why anasuyave. Now Krishna says to Arjuna, you are anasuyave. You have not doubted my supremacy.
Mm.
That is why I am revealing this confidential knowledge to you. Hmm. Jnana vijnana sahitam yajnatva mokshasi ashubhat. So I am going to speak to you something very interesting, hmm, which is vijnana.
Mm.
Jnana vijnana sahitam. So what is the meaning of the word vijnana? That is the personal features of Krishna. That is how beautiful is he. That is
Mm.
called Vijnana. Realization of the beauty of Krishna.
Mm.
Realization of the sweetness of Krishna. That is called a Vijnana. And now I am going to speak to you because of my excessive love for you. So when somebody loves you, then Krishna saw that Arjuna was loving him, and Krishna is reciprocating Arjuna's love with his love.
Mm.
And that is why he says that Ranasuyave, that means you have love for me, you don't have any issue for me. I am speaking about my own sweetness to you.
Mm. So, Prabhu, because this non-envious is such an amazing quality which Krishna glorifies, like in 12th chapter, we'll go deeper when we get there. In the 13th shloka, Krishna says, Adveshta Sarva Bhutanam. Of the long list of qualities which are dear, the first quality he says is, my devotee is non-envious. And not only to understand Bhagavad Gita, even to understand Bhagavatam, in the very second shloka of first chapter of first canto, Dharma projita kaita votra paramo nirmatsaranam satam. So there also it is said only Nirmatsara people can access Bhagavatam. They can relish Bhagavatam. And in the 7th chapter also, Krishna is telling the very reason why we have come to this material world is envy towards Krishna. So this envy that we originally feel towards Krishna gets manifested in the envy that we feel towards others also. So, in the whatever little I know about you, one of the qualities that I deeply admire about you is I have always seen you as a very secure person. You're very secure with who you are, what you're doing, never comparing or competing with others. And you're always encouraging and empowering. And I'm a recipient of that. So, how can we also develop this quality of non enviousness?
Hmm. As we should know what is this envy.
Mm-hmm.
As I've told before, envy is lack of love is called envy. And as you rightly told, envy to the living entities in this world is because of envious, our enviousness towards Krishna. Now, Bhagavatam, it is as it is mentioned in the beginning, you told that Nirmatsaranam Satam Vedyam. But at the same time, this Bhagavatam is meant for everyone also because of the mercy of Sukadeva Goswami. Whereas in the second chapter, first canto Bhagavatam, Sukadeva Goswami doing Sutta Goswami doing Mangalacharan to Sutta Goswami, he speaks about the glory of Sukadeva Goswami. What is the glory of Sukadeva Goswami? That is, he Yaswanubhavam Akilashtisaramekam Adhyatmadipamatitirshikam Tamondham Sansarinam Karunayah Purana Guhyam. Sansarinam Karunaya. Because of the mercy of Sukadeva Goswami, he thought, though this scripture is meant for only Nirmatsaranam, non-Indian people, but still others should also get the benefit. So he spoke this Purana for others also. Now here lies the understanding.
Mhm.
So though something which is meant only for non-envious, it is meant for everyone because the mercy of Sukadeva Goswami. So that is the nature of Bhagavatam. That it gives you Krishna Prema and replaces the heart which is full of envy with Krishna Prema. So Bhagavatam is the only scripture. By studying, you become non-envious. That is why Satam Prasangat Mamavidi Sammido Bhavanti with Karana Rasayana Kata. The more you engross your mind in Bhagavatam, the more you automatically become non-envious because your heart is being filled with Krishna Prema. Yasyam vai Shremanayam Krishne Paramapurushe Bhaktirutpatite Punsap Shokamoha Bhayapaha. So you may say, this is the subject matter is going on in Bhagavad Gita. Why are you talking Bhagavatam? Srila Prabhupada has a very unique technique. He gave Bhagavatam verses as a commentary to Bhagavad Gita. And he gave Chaitanya Charitamrita verses as a commentary to Bhagavatam.
Oh.
And he gave Bhagavad Gita verses as a commentary to Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Wow.
Very interesting. So, Bhagavatam, Srila Prabhupada introduced Bhagavatam in the Bhagavad Gita because he knew that this is the only scripture by studying which even one verse, one akshara, prema varsha aksharayate. Sanatana Goswami says, prema varsha aksharayate. Every akshara of Srimad Bhagavatam is filled with Krishna prema. It will drown you in Krishna prema. So that as long as you are drowned in the verses of Bhagavatam, then naturally, even sansarinam, even those who are envious, become non-envious.
Wonderful, Prabhu. Very nice explanation. So, Prabhu, in the next shloka, when Krishna is glorifying this Rajavidya, Rajaguhya, he uses several adjectives. In the interest of time, we will not dwell on all the adjectives, but maybe a couple of them. So, he's saying Pratyaksha-vagamam dharmyam. So, this Pratyaksha-vagamam, that this path of devotion is something that we can perceive. So, is this perception of devotion tangible? Like when we say perceive devotion, how do I perceive? Is that the bliss that I feel? Is it something that I can tangibly know? So, what is Pratyaksha Vagamam?
So, Pratyaksha-vagamam dharmyam. First, we should know the word dharmyam. It refers to bhakti. And in the previous words, the word jnana refers to bhakti. Now, this bhakti, which is referred to sometimes as jnana and sometimes as dharma, because the real dharma is bhakti, paro dharma, the topmost dharma is bhakti. The topmost jnana is to practice the angas of bhakti. So in this way, jnana and dharma reaches its perfection in bhakti. That is one of the important prameyas, object to be known in the first two verses of the ninth chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Now, Pratyaksha-vagamam, avagamanam means what? Avagama means to become aware or get the understanding, or in simple words, to know. So now, what does bhakti do? It gives you the understanding, awareness, experience of Krishna. It is not that by practice of bhakti you are getting something else. By practice of bhakti, that itself is perfection itself. Bhakti leads to bhakti. Because bhakti is non-different from Krishna. You don't do bhakti to attain Krishna. These two are non-different from each other. So Krishna is there in bhakti. The moment you chant the name of Krishna, Krishna is there. The moment you are hearing about Krishna, Krishna is there. So that is the meaning of pratyakshavagam. That means the devotee doesn't have to practice this sadhana bhakti to attain something else, to attain mukti. So the purpose of bhakti is bhakti. The purpose of chanting is chanting. Once Srila Prabhupada was asked by one devotee, what is the purpose of chanting? Then Prabhupada told more chanting. That is called pratyakshavagam. Means the moment you start bhakti, Krishna is with you. He is in your heart. Naham tishthai vaikunte yogina urdeshva madbhakta yatra gayanti. Where my devotees are hearing about me, chanting my glories, I am there. I am there. It is not that by doing so you will attain me. You already attain me by practicing bhakti. So bhakti is not a sadhana, but it is sadhya also. Bhakti is because of bhakti, and that bhakti is because of more bhakti. That's all. So that is the whole subject matter of the 9th chapter, that Krishna is present in your actions of bhakti.
Okay. And Krishna goes on to say, this is susukham kartum avyayam. This process is something that is performed joyfully. So this can be a little tricky, because if we were to walk into any ISKCON temple, say around 5:30 to 7, during that time, we see everybody chanting. I don't know how many of them will be really with susukham, that bliss on the face. It will be quite a sight to behold. And here, Prabhupada, again want to quote something. This is from Transcendental Diary from Harishauri Prabhu. So this is a conversation, morning walk conversation. Prabhupada was in Melbourne and he's talking to Dr. Dixon about what is real happiness and how this world is full of suffering. And then one devotee interjects, and this is what he's telling Prabhupada. And then Prabhupada replies, let me see. So one of the devotees ventured that sometimes a devotee is more unhappy than a materialist because he is aware of his unhappiness. Then that means he is not a devotee, Prabhupada said. Devotee means the first sign will be happy. Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma. If he is not Prasannatma, he is a rascal. He has not even entered devotional life. He is outside. That is the test. Just like Dhruva Maharaj, when he saw Vishnu, he said, everything is all right. I don't want anything. Swamin Kirtar Tosmi. That is Vaishnava. And if he is still in want or unhappiness, that means he has no spiritual life at all. He is simply making a show. So how can we perform devotion with joy, Prabhu? Chant with joy, study Shastras joyfully, cook joyfully, do everything joyfully.
It is not you chant with joy. Chanting itself is joy. So some people say, we say dance in ecstasy, not the dance for ecstasy. So you don't do these things for something. That itself, the activity itself is very simple. At the same time, it is complete in itself. So when you are chanting for something, then that becomes, though it is bhakti, but it is for something else of this world. That is called karma mishra or jnana mishra. When you are not practicing pure devotional service, you will be affected by the prarabdha karmas, which is nothing but misery. So, what gives you kleshagni, means the kleshas, destruction of the kleshas, is Shuddha Bhakti, which is a subject matter in the 7th to 12th chapter. So that is why Krishna speaks this pure devotional service in these chapters, especially the 9th chapter. Why? This is the only pure devotional service. This is the only thing which immediately gives a kavacha for you from the effect of the prarabdha karmas. So the reason why, in spite of somebody practicing angas of bhakti, but still he is experiencing misery,
Mhm.
is because he is not practicing pure devotional service. Pure devotional service, as described by Rupa Goswami, where he says, Anya vilashita shunyam jnana karma janavritam anukulyena krishnanushilanam bhaktiruttama. So, summarizing the entire verse, just keep one line.
Mm.
If some devotee is just keeping one line in mind and then practices the any principles of devotion, whatever he or she is doing, immediately pratyakshavavam dharmyam susukam kartrumaviyam will happen that particular second.
Mm.
What is that one line? Bhajaniya parama purusha sukham hi swasukatvam. Krishna's pleasure is my pleasure. Krishna's happiness is my happiness. You know how happy Krishna becomes when you chant?
Mm.
Just think about that. This chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra is making Krishna happy. So it is true, it makes him happy. But when you forget that his happiness is my happiness,
Mm.
then you are not practicing pure devotion.
Mm.
When you think too much about yourself, the problem comes. You think of Krishna, whether he is happy or not, you'll automatically become happy.
Mm.
In the house also, if the housewife who has mother of 3 children, if she thinks how I can become happy, she'll be miserable always.
Yeah.
If she thinks of how to keep the children happy, automatically she'll become happy. The
Mm.
same way, when she thinks of keeping her husband happy, naturally she'll be happy. The same way, when you think of making Krishna happy, you just make a sankalpa
Mm.
that let my active actions, whether it may be cooking bhoga, it may be speaking, it may be hearing, it may be anything, let it make Krishna happy.
Mm.
Priyatam. Let it be Priyatam. Let it be very Krishna, made Krishna love this activity of mine.
Mm.
Automatically, we come to the platform of Susukam Kartrum Avyayam.
Mm. Very beautifully put, Prabhu. So here in the purport, Prabhupada is saying in every state, devotional service is joyful. So like you also said, this is immaterial of what is going on in the material aspects of one's life, right, Prabhu?
Yes, yes.
So third shloka, Krishna is mentioning another prerequisite for one to get access to this devotional life and then also make progress, that is Shraddha. He's saying Ashraddadana Purusha Dharmasyasya Parantapa Aprapya Mam Nivartante Mrityu Samsara Vartmani. Those who are not faithful on the path of devotional service cannot attain me, O conqueror of foes, but return to birth and death in this material world. So, Prabhu, what is faith? Is this faith inherently already there, or is this something we develop because of something we do? So, if you can please help us understand about faith a little bit more.
What is the meaning of faith? Shraddha, Sabdhe, Vishwasa Kure, Sudar Nishchay, Krishna Bhakti Koilen, Sarva Karma Kritaha. This is called faith.
Mhm.
If I am practicing bhakti, I don't have to do anything else. That is called faith.
Mm.
Like, for example, if a wife starts thinking, okay, I love my husband, I have faith in my husband, then maybe I should, some doubt. Maybe he may leave me. So I have some substitute.
Mhm.
So then that is called faithlessness.
Mm.
In the same way, complete dependence on Krishna. If I am practicing bhakti, then I don't have to do anything else. Krishna bhakti koilen, sarva karma krita hoy.
Mm.
And the faith starts with something and goes on increasing to such an extent. Uh, the devotee starts thinking that if I am chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra and worshipping Krishna, I don't have to do anything else in my life, including job, business, build house. Nothing has to be done. Krishna is there because Yogakshem Vahamyam, Krishna takes care. So it is not that you have faith or don't have faith.
Mm.
The whole purpose of our practice of bhakti is to increase our faith to such an extent that you are totally dependent on Krishna, even for bodily maintenance. Madhavan Puri, when he was chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra and sitting on a tree, he was not even bothered about who is going to give me food. Krishna personally gave a glass of milk to him. Ajagar Parvati. So this is the highest stage where one can manifest one's Shraddha to the level of love. 100% Shraddha is actually prema. It is not that Ado Shraddha, in the beginning Shraddha is there, afterwards something else is there. No, it is the Ado Shraddha means in the beginning there should be some Shraddha. And gradually it goes on to a level. So, one who doesn't have faith, then Dharmasya Sprantapa Prapya, Krishna is not attained. That is what is the object.
So, said initially Ado Shraddha, but that initial faith is itself difficult for many people. They think, oh, I don't have to want to blind faith. I don't want to blindly put faith in what you're telling me. So, how do we convince them?
Yeah, at least that person is speaking to you, that itself shows there is some faith. Otherwise, that person, why he should speak? Why he should hear from you? The very fact that he is saying that, or he or she is saying that I don't want to have blind faith, then you should reply, yes, you should not have blind faith at all. You should not have blind faith at all. Why only in the Bhagavad Gita? You should not have blind faith on the driver who is driving the car from the opposite direction. When you are driving a car, you have blind faith the other person is not drunk. So are you going to get down and check each car whether the driver is drunk or not? No, it's not practical. Yeah, that is what it is. So you have to have some faith. Not blind faith, some faith. Okay? When you are just born, you just listen to what your mother told, isn't it? Mother told, "He is your father." Did you believe or not? So did you do DNA test and all? No. You have faith. So you should start with some faith. I don't say use blind faith, but you should have some faith. So that is why chant for 1 week, read the Bhagavad Gita for 1 week, hear our classes for 1 week. Just start with 1 week. If you like, you continue. If you don't like, well, you can stop. No problem. Nobody is forcing you. Anyhow, you tried out so many things in your life, isn't it? You tried out going to movies, going to restaurant. You tried out so many. Some of you must have tried out drugs also, alcohol also, cigarette also. They all tried out. In spite, just see, the alcohol is written, on the bottle it is written, alcohol is injurious to health. Smoking is injurious to the government is telling, but people have blind faith. This is called blind faith. Smoking is blind faith. Alcohol is blind faith. But we're not asking you to have blind faith. I'm just asking to try out. That's all.
Okay. Very nice. So, Prabhu, in the next few, like 2 to 3 shlokas are quite difficult, at least for me to understand. Krishna speaks like a puzzle. It's kind of a paradox. So, I'll just read the translation. So, the 4th shloka translation is, by me, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. Now, this much, okay, somewhat we can understand. But now, all beings are in me, but I am not in them. And then the next shloka, again, it's more difficult to understand. And yet, everything that is created does not rest in me. Behold my mystic opulence. Although I am the maintainer of all living entities, and although I am everywhere, still myself is the very source of creation. How do we understand this, Prabhu? Very contradictory kind of thing.
Yeah. To experience love for Krishna, the basic ingredient which is required is astonishment. If you're not astounded with something, you cannot love it. You cannot appreciate it. So now, for making Arjuna and all of us experience prema, Krishna prema, Krishna talks about his Aishwarya, which is his by which he wants to amaze us. He wants to make us drink the rasa of Adbhuta rasa, drink the Adbhuta rasa. So what is that Adbhuta? What is that Adbhuta rasa which Krishna makes everybody drink? That is contradiction. Contradictions are simultaneously manifest in Krishna or harmonized in Krishna perfectly. Contradictions are harmonized with Krishna simultaneously. How? Now Kartik Mass is going on. Kartik Mahina is going on. Urjavrata. It is nice to speak about that Lila for at least few minutes for our purification and for elaboration on this particular subject of astonishment or you will be bewilderment, astonishment, similar words. What is the bewilderment? Krishna feeds everyone, but he still feels hungry. Krishna is Shantakaram Bhujagashayanam, we know it, but still becomes angry. And in Damodar Lila, he became angry on Yashoda first. Then, by whom, even fear itself is afraid. Yad vibhetim swayam bhayam. That Krishna is afraid of Yashoda. Third astonishment. From whom all the Brahmandas are coming out. As Mahavishnu, all the Brahmandas are coming. So all the Brahmandas are coming out. When he opened his mouth, what happened? All the Brahmandas were inside his mouth. Another astonishment. And all the Brahmandas are in his stomach. Krishna showed that. Now Yashoda is binding is with this belly. That is another astonishment. Now Krishna, nobody can catch him. Purva Marshat, when all the demigods are running behind. Dhavato Anyan Purva Marshato, Isho Apashal Marshat. But still they cannot catch him. And the yogis, with the strength of their mind, Pantastu Koti Shatavatsara Sampragamyo, in spite of Shatavatsara Sampragamyo, hundreds and thousands of years, millions of years they are contemplating, but still they are not able to reach the outskirts of the lotus feet of Krishna. Then Yashoda is catching him when he is running. So these are the contradictions. Now in the Bhagavatam, very interestingly, when Krishna is going towards Dwaraka from Hastinapura, the Brahmanas were chanting the Vedic mantras and they were blessing Krishna. Now just see. How dare you go and bless Krishna? Huh? You go to God and then seek blessings. No. Bhagavatam says this is tad anurupaya, rupaya, rupaya, anurupaya. It is befitting and at the same time not befitting. It is befitting and not befitting. Why it is not befitting? Because Krishna is nirguna, is transcendental. And you are within the modes, your conditioned soul, you're just, okay, you know, you chant the Vedas, that's fine, but your conditioned soul. And you bless Krishna, who is God. So in this way, it is not befitting. At the same time, it is befitting because Krishna, Gunatmana, he loves his devotees, he wants to accept the Vatsalya Rasa of the devotees. So in this way, astonishment is because of contradiction. So these three verses, Krishna talks about the contradiction with respect to him and this world. How this world is Krishna's energy. Since it is Krishna's energy, it is different at the same time one with Krishna. That is the contradiction is told. Right. So naturally, not understanding is a rasa which is required to experience prema. Forget about all these things. Now, even in the family relationships, the mother says, I just cannot understand this, my son. So, okay, you don't understand. Don't understand. Understand somebody else. Give him up. No, how can I? Who knows better than, who knows about him better than me? She says. So at one side, she says, not understand. I cannot understand. And no, nobody knows better than me about him. And the husband and relation also. The husband says, I just cannot understand you. What you want? If out of frustration, sometimes you would say. At the same time, oh, when there's love, they say, oh, I can know. Who understands better than you? I know you the best. So this contradiction is even found in this world. When this mundane love is also there. That is the nature of love. That contradiction is harmonized very spontaneously or very naturally, harmoniously.
Okay. So, Prabhu, Yeah, so the sixth verse, when Krishna is saying, as the mighty wind blowing everywhere always rests in ethereal space, know that in the same manner all beings rest in me. Can you also please help us understand this one with this simple
Okay.
analogy? Yeah.
Now, after confusing by these two words, that is, Matstani, Sarabhutani, everything is within me. And immediately I say, Natamatstani, Sarabhutani,
Mm-hmm.
Natamastani Bhutani.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, then he explains it, he resolves this contradiction by an example. That is why the sixth verse is there. So one time he says, all the living entities and all the material worlds are within me.
Right.
At the same time, he says, they are not within me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how to resolve this contradiction? That is called Samanmaya.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is called Rasa. When you resolve a contradiction, that becomes Rasa. And Krishna resolves these contradictory statements, what is spoken, by giving an example. Yathakasasto nityam vayusarvatra gumahan tata sarvani bhutani matstani upadharaya. So now you see Vayu. Where is it Vayu? Hmm? Vayu. Vayu is there or Vayu is air. Yathakashasto nityam Vayu. Vayu is in Akasha, in the sky. Where is wind? Where is air? Oh, it's in the sky. But the sky is separate from the. It is separate.
Mm-hmm.
The same way, Krishna's external energy, even the marginal energy, living entities and the material world, they are within him like the air in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, he is aloof, he is distinct, he is not touched by matter.
Mm-hmm.
Like sky is aloof from the air. Yathakasha sthito nityam, vayu sarvatra go mahan. In the same way, tata, sarvani bhutani, matsthani, they are all within me at the same time, different from him. That is what that example is giving for that, explaining that.
Very nice. Very nice. So then he goes on to say that everything is manifested and unmanifested based on his will. And then in the 10th shloka, Krishna is saying, Maya dhyakshena prakritihi suyate sacharacharam hetunanena kaunteya jagad viparivartate. This material nature is working under my direction, O son of Kunti, and it is producing all moving and non-unmoving beings. By its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again. So here Krishna is talking about under his divine supervision, the whole Prakriti is creating moving and unmoving beings. So how do we understand Krishna's role as the supreme controller? He's controlling Prakriti, he's controlling all of us, but we also have free will, which Krishna does not control. So how do we reconcile the free will versus Krishna being the supreme controller?
Krishna controls everything. Even the free will is controlled by Krishna. So we have free will because he has given it.
Oh.
It is not whatever we have, it is given by Krishna. Why? Because Krishna's relationship with us is that of love. And out of love, he has given a free will. You want me or you want matter? Choose. Because if he doesn't give that free will, he cannot love us and neither we can love him. That is why it is given by him. Maya adhyakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam. Everything is under his adhyakshata. That means the material energy is nothing but is conducting itself under the superintendence of Krishna. This shows two things. The material energy is not independent. Number two, Krishna is beyond the material energy. He is not in direct touch with the material energy. So according to his will, not even a blade of grass moves without his will. Everything happens according to his will. So this is where the Krishna defeats the Sankhya philosophers who say Prakriti is independent. Ishwarena Siddhe. You don't require God for creation. Because you don't find God in this world. Why your creation is happening? Everything is happening in this world without God. So to refute their philosophical understanding of wrong philosophy of Ishwarena Siddhe, God is not required for creation. It is enough that you have this Prakriti and the Jiva, which is known as the Purusha. And that's enough. You don't require God. to to refute the philosophy of Sankhya, atheistic Sankhya. Krishna speaks these words.
I see. Okay. So, Prabhu, let's draw some parallels between 12th and the 13th verse. I'll first quote the verse and then we will go a little deeper into it. Moghasha moghakarmano moghajnana vichetasah rakshasim asurim chaiva prakritim mohinim shritaha. Those who are thus bewildered are attracted by demonic and atheistic views. In that deluded condition, their hopes for liberation, their fruitive activities, and their culture of knowledge are all defeated. And in the very next shloka, Mahatmanastu mam partha daivim prakritim ashritaha bhajantyananya manaso gnatva bhutadim avyayam. O son of Pruta, those who are not deluded, the great souls, are under the protection of the divine nature. They are fully engaged in devotional service because they know me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, original and inexhaustible. So here there are two, Prabhu, Mohinim Shritaha and Daivim Prakritim Ashritaha. But before we get into those, Ashritaha. So Krishna is saying there are certain souls who take shelter of Mohinim, the external energy, and there are certain souls who take shelter of Daivim Prakriti, internal energy. So first of all, does the soul has to take shelter? Can it be independent without taking any shelter? Do we always need shelter?
The nature itself is showing that we have to take shelter of someone.
Mhm.
You just cannot be independent. It's impossible. Tell me one example of a person or an object which is having no shelter. I am sitting here.
Mm.
I am taking shelter of the earth. I am standing. I am taking shelter of earth. So you may say, oh, these are all natural. Okay, whether natural or unnatural, you require some shelter, isn't it? Huh? Somebody says, I am independent, Prabhu. Why? Because I've got 2 crore rupees in my bank and my house, and I'm independent. So he's independent means that he has an independent source of money or income. But he's dependent on money now. Are you not dependent on oxygen? So to say that I'm independent is foolish, because when you eat, okay, you have independent source of money, you purchase food and you eat. Are you not dependent on the pancreas, on the liver? Okay, if there are some problem, are you not dependent on the medicine? Even the medicine is there, it doesn't work on everyone. Some people, some people it work, some people it doesn't work. That is why you're dependent on something. Ultimately, everybody is dependent on Krishna. It is just the difference is to realize it. That's all.
Okay.
It is not that now I'm dependent on something and I'm dependent. No, I'm not dependent on Krishna. Not like that. Everybody is dependent on Krishna. Ultimately, Prakriti is dependent on Krishna. So Krishna says, why don't you directly depend on me? Understand my dependence.
Okay.
So when you understand that we are dependent on Krishna and act on that thing, then we are Daivim Prakriti Mashtaha. That is called Mahatma. On the other hand, when you forget that I'm dependent on Krishna and you think that Prakriti is independent of Krishna, then you are Mohini Shuta. You are completely mesmerized. You become more Avajananti Mam Moda. You become Moda, you become a fool.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Prabhu, this external energy and internal energy, if you can go a little deeper, the Mahamaya and Yogamaya potencies of Krishna, and how do we know that we are taking? And this is also, Prabhu, just like last episode, you had talked about how preparing for the death, it's not just that final stroke called death. Every moment we are giving this exam, every day is an exam. So, similarly, this taking Ashraya is not just a one-time decision we make every moment. Like right now, we are engaging in Bhagavad Gita conversation. So we are taking shelter of Daivim Prakriti. So right after this, if I go on YouTube and watch something mundane, then I'm taking shelter of Mohinim Shritaha. So this is moment to moment we are taking shelter. So please explain this a little bit more.
See, there is only one energy of Krishna that manifests in three different forms. One energy is called, when the complete manifestation, internal potency is there, that is called Chit Shakti, internal potency. Partial manifestation of the internal potency of the Lord is known as Tatastha Shakti. We are the living entities, we are all living entities. And shadow manifestation of the internal potency is known as Vairanga Shakti. So these are the three Shaktis. One is complete manifestation, partial manifestation, and again this is the shadow manifestation.
Okay.
Now, when we take shelter of the internal potency, then we are Mahatma and we experience the bliss. When we take shelter of the shadow manifestation, then there is only misery. What is the shadow manifestation? That is the material energy of the Lord. But we are in material world, and what we should do? We should see the material energy as what? As Krishna's energy. And that intelligence comes from the internal potency of the Lord. So it is not that external energy or Maya, it is something independent of itself. So what we do, we depend on the internal potency, use the external potency in service of Krishna, because his external potency is actually the energy of Krishna. In this way, the intelligence, that external energy is belonging to Krishna. So I have to use this energy, this Prakriti, whatever I have in service of Krishna. That intelligence is given by the internal potency, that is called Mahatma.
And this
it is not that a devotee just gives up. Oh, you are external energy. I want internal energy. It's not like that. Internal energy is flowing by your understanding in dealing with external energy.
And also this Daivim Prakritim Prabhu, does it mean to take shelter of Srimati Radharani?
Daivim Prakriti, definitely she is the personification of Srimati Radharani. One has to take shelter of Srimati Radharani. Especially this Kartik Maas, she is Adhisthata Devi, Urjeshwari. So you take shelter of Srimati Radharani by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. When you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare refers to Hara, He, Hara refers to Radharani, He means Sambodhana. You are calling on to Srimati Radharani that please engage me in Krishna's service.
And in the very next shloka, anybody who takes the shelter of Daivim Prakriti, Krishna is saying, what does the devotee do? Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantascha dridavratah namasyantascha mam bhaktya nitya yukta upasate. Always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination, bowing down before me, these great souls perpetually worship me with devotion. So, Prabhu, anywhere, if anybody says, you follow me, you do this for me, you think of me, you glorify me, you say, man, what is it? What an egoistical person. Always me, 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 me. And throughout Bhagavad Gita, especially as the Bhagavad Gita progresses, Krishna is saying, Manmana bhava madbhakto, think of me, ananyas chintayanto mam, always. He's telling, worship me, bow down for me, everything me, me, me. It is seen clearly in the shloka. So how is it different when Krishna is saying these things versus some ordinary person is saying such things?
Even in our life, when somebody comes and tells you, you bow down to me, you worship me, you listen to me, then you get lost.
Yes, exactly.
But when your mother says, Beta meri baat suno, please listen to me, will you say get lost?
No.
Actually, your heart changes. My mother, I am supposed to listen to my mother. And she is begging me that you listen to me. How humble she is. And your heart melts. Everybody experiences, every boy experiences this. When he does something mischievous and speaks something horrible and doesn't study, does something which is not to be done, and then the mother comes, please listen to me. She says, Actually, by the time he starts listening, though he knows that I should listen to my mother, but seeing her love
Mm.
and her humility, which is makes the child's heart, the boy's heart, it melts.
Mm.
So, out of concern, he's saying, listen to me. So, Krishna is telling out of concern. He's not somebody. He's a person who actually loves you. And he's the only person whom you have to love.
Mm.
When you go astray, uh, like the parents feel very much aggrieved by seeing their own children going astray because of not listening to them. What they say, please listen to him, beta. Meri baat suno.
Mm.
So in the same way, Krishna, out of great love and affection and mercy, is begging us.
Mm.
Though it is our duty to listen to him, we are not doing that. So he's manifesting all the compassion and love so that our heart will melt by hearing his words.
Okay. Okay. So, and there are these in-between people. There's somebody who is like Satatam Kirtayanto Mam, everything what Krishna just said. And those are those people, Mohinim Shritaha, very demoniac, atheistic, there is no God, I am God, such people. And there are these other people with who Krishna calls Ekatvena, Trutatvena, Bahudo Vishwato Mukam. Impersonalists who worship Krishna in the universal form, or they are worshipping demigods. They are like in between category, neither deriding God nor worshipping God directly. So if you can throw some light on these types of worshippers too.
There are three kinds of worshippers who are mentioned in this verse. Ekatvena, Prataktvena, Bahuda, Vishwato, Mukham. Ekatvena. So what is the meaning of Ekatvena? Hmm? So this Ekatva Vadis,
Mm-hmm.
Prataktvena, Bahuda, Vishwato, Mukham. Bahuda, by many methods, they try to worship. Vishwato, Bahuda, Vishwato, Mukham refers to worshipping the demigods. And they see why God should be only one. Anybody whom I choose should be God. There should be many gods. Uh, or whoever I think he should be God. That is called Bahuda Vishwatomukha. And to think that the God uh, is made up of metal elements, Pratatvena, Pradhana, and other elements. I am alone, but my form is made up of what? Material. That's my word. And there are some who think, why? I am God, I'll become God. That is Ekatvena. So in this way, we have two kinds of Mayavadis, and ultimately materialistic people are described in this particular verse. Ekatvena, Pratatvena, Bahuda, Vishwato, Mukham. So they are materialistic people who are worshipping different demigods for different purposes. And those who think that this world itself is God. World itself is God. I don't have to go anywhere else. Worship this universe, cosmos as God. And but they say, why world and all? Why anybody else is God? I myself am God. So these are the three kinds of people who are described in this particular verse.
Okay. On one of those, Prabhu, demigod worshippers. So Krishna is here, he is saying here, those who study the Vedas and drink the Soma juice, seeking the heavenly planets, worship me indirectly. They take birth on the planet of Indra, where they enjoy godly delight. So there are some people who worship Indra demigods, they go to Swargaloka. And usually, when somebody leaves the body, they'll say Swargavasi ho gaye. We really don't know if he went to Swarga or Naraka, but they will say Swargavasi, which is itself not, we don't know. And Vaikunta Samaradhane, we don't know if really they went to Vaikunta or not. And then, but that is not, even if they went to Swarga, in this sloka here, 21st sloka, Krishna is saying that's not such an amazing thing because they will come back from Swarga. Swarga is just a higher planet within this Brahmanda. ते तं भुक्त्वा स्वर्गलोकं विशालं क्षीणे पुण्ये मर्त्यलोकं विशन्ति एवं त्रयी धर्ममनुप्रपन्ना गतागतं कामकामा लभन्ते. When they have thus enjoyed heavenly sense pleasure, they return to this mortal planet again. Thus, through the Vedic principles, they achieve only flickering happiness. So Prabhu, he said, Kshine punye martya lokam vishanti. Once the punya is exhausted, again we have to come here only, the middle planet. So if you can put this in perspective, compare punya versus bhakti, how punya only can take us to Swarga, but bhakti can take us beyond this material world where we don't have to come back.
That is quite simple. And everybody who has some idea of Bhagavad Gita or some idea of some of Vedic knowledge knows. Swarga is a place for sense enjoyment. Once your karmas are over, punya karmas are over, you come back. And every aspect of our Vedic literature talk about a world which is beyond the material world. This is the concept of heaven is the destination, comes from the Christian concept. Because for them there is
hell. If you have faith in some person, then you go to heaven, and if you don't have faith, you go to hell. No matter whatever you may be a very pious person, but if you don't believe in person, then you go to hell. You may be doing all kinds of sin, but if you just believe in one person, whom I think as son of God or God. So this is very shallow understanding of this of our philosophy. We know that this world has got heaven and hell, definitely. And by your karma, depending on your karma, good, bad, ugly, you will attain different destinations. Once your karma get exhausted, whether good or bad, you come back to this earth. This earth is the only place. That human form is the only place, only body, where you can earn your karma, the good karma or bad karma. Good karma or bad karma is earned only in the human form, that too in this earth. So now you have four options after death. Number one, to go to lower species by performing sinful anti-Vedic activities, or by performing some mediocre activities of being like a human, you'll be born as a human, or you will go to higher planets, you enjoy punya and then come back. And now these three are not the good options, because our human body is like an airplane which takes you to the spiritual world. Once you go there, the place where once you go there, you will not come. So that can only be attained by the practice of your devotional service. No other process.
Okay. So Prabhu, your voice just was unclear for the whole last answer, Prabhu. I didn't want to interrupt in between.
Yeah, mine just got over battery first.
Oh, okay, that's why. Okay.
It's got a little blurred.
Yes.
Okay, continue.
So Prabhu, this punya, yes, Prabhu. So let's say I did some dana dharma, I gave some money to somebody. Let's say I gave some money for orphanage. I have done some charity. Now, clearly, this gives me some punya. But if I want to convert this into bhakti, how do I change the punya currency into bhakti?
Punya has nothing to do with bhakti. Neither papa has something to do with bhakti. Punya and papa are material activities. Bhakti is beyond punya and papa and punya. By performing bhakti, gradually your prarabdhas will be destroyed, which is containing both papa and punya. So punya means you may do some good activity without being connected to Krishna.
Okay.
Somebody may give some charity, but it is not connected to Krishna, then that is called punya. So if you are doing it in connection with Krishna, that is called bhakti. Simple.
Okay. Bro, another myth related to this worship is that many people think as long as I'm worshipping somebody, everybody is going to the same place. There is only one God. They'll speak very diplomatically. And recently, one of our wonderful devotees, it was blown out of proportion when he made a comment on this. So that is related to 23rd sloka. Krishna himself is saying not everybody goes to the same place. So Krishna here is clearly saying, Yanti devavrata devan pitrun yanti pitruvrataha bhutani yanti bhutejya yanti madhyajinopi mam. Krishna is very emphatically stating, those who worship the demigods will take birth among demigods. Those who worship ghosts and spirits will take birth among such beings. And those who worship ancestors go to the ancestors. Those who worship me will live with me. Krishna is clearly saying not everybody goes to the same destination. So if you can also share, put some light on this, Prabhu, more. It's not
So
me
Krishna
much.
already put the light on this. And not to speak of that, you also know, can you buy a flight ticket to Delhi and go to America?
No way.
You cannot. So just to say everything is just one, why don't you tell your wife also, everybody is one only, don't worry, I'm your husband, somebody else also can be your husband. No, how can you say that? Everybody is just one. How can it be possible? You have first class, second class, third class, train tickets. All are equal. All have equal opportunity to go to Krishna.
Yeah, that's the only
Because
equality.
everybody is a soul.
Right.
Everybody can read Bhagavad Gita and then chant Hare Krishna and go back. That is how equality comes. Equality. There cannot be equality in the middle platform. No two people in this world are ever equal. And those who propose this equality, they themselves would not be able to apply, because they, when they came in a flight, you may have a business class, would they allow, oh, we both are equal, no, why don't you sit in my economy class? I'll sit in a business class. Anyway, both are equal only, no? So why don't you do that? No. Equality is because of Krishna being present in everybody's heart as Paramatma. So only a person who is Krishna conscious can have this equal vision. That is why one who has knowledge, he sees the Pandita, Vidya Vinaya Sampanne, Brahmane Gavyastini, Shuni Sapake, Spakecha, Pandita Samadarshina. Yadgyatva, once you Napunarmoham, Evam Yasisan Pandava. Ye Bhutana Seshan, Dakshas Atmanito. You see everybody in connection with Krishna. So how can you say he is equal? Because when you see that is my father. So that's how equality comes. When you have a common father, when you identify the common father, then you got the brotherhood, then you have equality. So in the same way, the process also, different paths leads to different destination. All paths leads to the same destination. Where is it meant? How is it possible? You want to go to Delhi, you take a road to Chennai. How will you reach Delhi? Definitely, for one destination, there will be many paths. By saying that all paths lead to the same destination,
Right.
then I have my path, you have your path, everybody has their own path. There are billions of paths. That means there is no distinction between truth and untruth. Because you are given opportunity. Somebody may say, oh, I have my path. Oh, you have your path. So where is the question of why are you preaching at all? Why are you talking about it? Even if you say you accept this philosophy, everybody's path is different. So why don't you accept Krishna's path? Why don't you accept the path which is given by us?
Yes.
So if you say both are same, accept this path, na?
Yeah. Yeah. It's very obvious, but somehow even common sense is very uncommon these days. So Prabhu, let's go to 22nd shloka a little bit. Ananyashchintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. But those who worship me with devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack and preserve what they have. So Krishna is very beautifully talking about a reciprocal relationship between him and his devotees. So as devotees, Krishna is expecting that we become ananya bhaktas, ananyas chintayanto mam. You think of me all the time and then you worship me. And in reciprocation to that, Krishna is saying, yoga kshemam vahami aham. I will provide yoga and kshema. So what is yoga and what is kshema, Prabhu? Prabhupada also very nicely describes in the purport, but I want you to touch on this.
Yoga and Kshema, there are two words used. Yoga means Krishna protects what the devotee lacks, protects what devotee has. Kshema means he'll give something which he doesn't lack, that it doesn't have. So this is called yoga and Kshema. So we always have something, and some people we don't have something. So we always have these two things, fear of these two things, of losing what I have. Number two, not able to get something what I want, what is required. Krishna says, you don't worry. It is my job. You think of me, I'll think of you. Simple. That is called love. So now, the wife, she is just serving the husband. What does the husband do? He gives her what is required and protects her, or protects things what she already has. So this has been seen in this world. That is what Krishna says. Why? Because she can perform her household duties without anxiety. That is what Krishna says, don't take any anxiety, I am there with you.
Okay.
Including your maintenance, I'll take care. Including your maintenance, I'll take care. Because one person or one devotee who was reading Bhagavad Gita, or Brahmana, because many versions of the stories are there, but still it is good to tell the story. He was reading this verse and thought, yes, Krishna takes care, but Aham personally coming and taking, I had a doubt. He's very poor, and maybe Krishna takes care through someone. He had his mind, Krishna takes care through someone. Why? But why he took a red pen and did mark here? Aham. Vahami, vahami, aham. Vahami means like a mother would carry the child and take care of the child herself. She would not delegate the responsibility of feeding the child, taking care of the child to somebody else. She would do it personally. Of course, these days the mothers are different. I'm not talking about them. But she would personally take care. Like Yashoda, he thought, what these maid servants are not taking care of my Krishna, they are not churning the butter, the curd and getting the butter problem. I will personally do. She told, get lost, I'll take care of my child. I don't need churn butter, churn the curd for my Krishna. So then he had a doubt on this. Krishna personally does it up. Then what happened? He went for begging. Every day he used to go for begging. Now that day, nobody gave any begging. By the time he came back, what has happened is, two children had come, one black and one white, curly hair, beautiful, and they were bringing big, big bags, many bags of eatables and all. Wife opened the door. No, who are you? Our guru has sent with all these things. She told, okay, my husband has no disciples. No, our guru is, he sent all these things to his house. Then they all put the bags there. Then she saw the red marks in the bag. Yeah, who bet you? Then he told our guru, we are walking slow. We are small boys. We are coming a bit late. So he took a stick and started beating. Hey, keep all these things in my house. Go fast. Then she became very angry. How can my husband be so cruel onto these two beautiful boys? Then they all, both of them went. She fed them and went. When her husband came back, the Brahman came, she started shouting, how cruel you are beating your own students. What students? I don't have any students. Then she told the entire story. Then he went and saw that red mark which he had made, that was Gayab.
Oh.
So that shows that Krishna wanted to tell through him to all of us, Aham, I personally do it. I will not delegate these things to somebody. The king would provide all the facilities, food to all the citizens through the food minister, the agriculture minister. But when it comes to feeding his own children, he will do it personally. So Krishna has told, personally, I'll take care. Just don't worry. Without any anxiety, you chant my names. Without any anxiety, study the Bhagavatam, the Bhagavad Gita, and engage in my worship. All I'll take care.
And that's why in second chapter also he told Arjuna, Niryoga Kshema Atmavan. You don't worry about your Yoga Kshema. True, but does this include material needs also, or does it refer only to the spiritual needs of that devotee?
All needs. So for a devotee, they're only spiritual needs. There's nothing like material need or a spiritual need.
Mm.
For example, for a devotee to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra nicely, requires some food.
Right.
So that food is also provided by Krishna.
Nice.
It's provided. It has been seen. Srila Prabhupada,
Mm.
he summarized the entire thing saying that you just chant and follow my instructions.
Mm.
Krishna will provide you with all the necessities.
Yeah.
Just imagine, so many centers around the world is running.
Mm.
So many temples are built. Where are all these things coming from? Srila Prabhupada had 40 rupees, $5, that's all. Where everything came from. Srila Prabhupada had so much of faith that Krishna will provide and Krishna provides.
Mm.
The fact.
Yeah. Yeah. True, but there are, see, exceptional devotees, like in Chaitanya Charitamrita, if my memory serves me right, I think it was Srinivasacharya or some devotee. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked him, "You are a householder devotee. If you always keep doing this, how will you take care of the family?" He said, "I follow 1, 2, 3 formula." I think he said he'll clap his hands 3 times and Krishna will provide
Srivas
depending.
Thakur.
Srinivas Thakur. Srinivas Thakur. So there are devotees like that, and then I think it was Rishabhadev in Bhagavatam. He also, if something comes, comes. Otherwise, so now they are all exalted devotees. Niryoga Kshema, Krishna will personally provide. Like you, even in this episode, you said about Madhavendra Puri. Krishna personally went and gave him milk, so he didn't have to even get up and go anywhere. But what about people like us? If we do only the first 2 lines, and everything Krishna personally provides.
Everybody Krishna only provides, but we don't know. We are not conscious of it.
Mm.
So many people are working hard, but not everybody gets the same facility.
Mm.
Why? Because Krishna provided for someone, Krishna did not provide.
Mhm.
But it is my ignorance to think that I am providing for myself. It is a question of realization.
Mhm.
Do you think that anybody, including yourself or me or anyone, when they were just 5-year-old or 6-year-old or 10-year-old, thought that they'll have this kind of facility? It came.
Mm.
It came. Why? Krishna provided. Even for the materialistic ones, Krishna is the only, he is provide. He provides through agents.
Mm.
For devotees, Krishna provides himself.
Mm. So, Prabhu, this 26th shloka, another amazing shloka. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhaktyupahritam ashnami prayatatmanah. If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, fruit, or water, I will accept it. What a beautiful shloka. That Krishna is so wonderful. I don't think besides Krishna there is anybody else whom we can please by offering something as simple as just water, a flower, or fruit, or something. And here is Krishna saying, even if you offer me such simple things, but if you offer it with love, 2 times Krishna is mentioning bhakti here. So if you can please elaborate on this, Prabhu, on the simplicity and the beauty of offering with love and devotion to Krishna and him accepting it.
Yeah. So, Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhaktyuparatam ashnami priyatatmanaha. What is the meaning of the word ashnami? Means
Accept.
it is not just eat. It
Mm.
means I enjoy. I enjoy.
Mm.
So, what is the meaning of enjoyment? Because that devotee is offering that thing through love. And Krishna enjoys that love. He is bhavagrahi janardana. Bhava. So, here in this verse, the word bhakti comes twice.
Mm.
In one sense, literally saying that there is some, it should not be used twice, but still he has used it. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati tadaham ashnami. No, tadaham bhakti uparato. That thing which has been offered by bhakti, that I accept. So what Krishna is saying is that I accept the bhakti. Bhakti is important. Vidura's wife, she offered the peels. She
Right.
threw the banana. So Krishna was tasting. What was he tasting?
Love.
The bhava. Bhavagrahi jana. So that is why love. When somebody offers you something out of love, what you are accepting is not that object. You're offering. There are love. It is like in a house of a 12-year-old boy, he's going for a picnic, a 7-day picnic through his school. And the father is very great love. He gives him 5,000 rupees. Anyhow, anything you want, you can purchase from this pocket money. The boy goes, spends the whole money, and he comes back with a small pen. Oh, Papa, I got a special pen for you. Father is so happy. Oh, you brought this pen for me. I'm so happy. Who gave the money?
Father.
Father only gave the money. So, but why he is so happy? Just by accepting that pen, small pen, because that boy thought about him that when I go back, I should take something from my father.
Mm.
So that thing is what accepted by Krishna.
Mm. So, Prabhu, these things, patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam, is it literally what Krishna is saying, or is there a deeper meaning, some symbolic representation for these?
Definitely, there is a deeper meaning to it. Patram means existence. Phalam means karma phala.
Oh.
Toyam means our state of consciousness. Toyam. Patram, phalam, toyam. Patram, pushpam. Pushpam means our heart, our emotions. They have a deeper meaning too. But in general, you can take it literally true also. No problem. Patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam. Yome bhaktya. The most important is bhakti.
Bhakti.
Bhaktya prayachati. Bhakti uparutam tadash. Ashnami prayetatmana.
It's so amazing that Krishna, he's Atma Rama, he's self-sufficient, he's relishing within himself, and he has unlimited souls to relish with, but still he is seeking our love, although we have turned our backs and come. So this shows how loving Krishna is. Although we have given him up, but he's not giving up on us. And then he extends this. This is not only for things that we offer, but however, he says, Yat karoshi yadashnasi yajjuhoshi dadasi yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kurushva madarpanam. O son of Kunti, all that you do, all that you eat, all that you offer and give away, as well as all austerities that you may perform, should be done as an offering unto me. So, Prabhu, in the last episode related to this, when I had asked about Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu Ma Manusmara Yudhyacha, is it practical? You said yes, it is very practical and people are already doing it. People are doing it to please their boss or husband or children or somebody. It's just that we have to make our boss Krishna. So, does that same explanation apply for this as well?
Yeah, same. Because here Krishna is speaking about karma yoga.
Mm-hmm.
That yet whatever you do,
Mm-hmm.
yet karoshi, yet ashnasi, yet juhoshi, dadasi,
Mm-hmm.
yet tapasyasi kaunteya, tat kurushva madarpanam.
Mm-hmm.
You do it as arpanam. Arpana means offering.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what it is. You do anything as an offering to Krishna. So you'll
Okay.
be very happy with it. By performing that, you will be not affected by the sin of actions. Any action in this world, it is by default, there is a sin in it. So by doing these activities, you will not be affected by sin.
Okay. Prabhu, can you please share about Krishna's partial nature when he says, Samoham sarva bhuteshu na me dveshyosti na priyah ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya mai te teshu chapyaham. I envy no one, Nor am I partial to anyone, I am equal to all. But whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend, is in me, and I am also a friend to him.
So Krishna, as he has told that I deliver the devotees, but not the devotees, so you're partial. That is an allegation on Krishna. So Krishna says, no, I am not partial, I am impartial. Samoham sarabhuteshu. I am there in every species. In everyone's heart, I am there as Paramatma. You say man, animal, even trees, I am there as Paramatma. So I maintain them, I take care of them, I do everything. I have no, even I'm in the heart of atheistic person also. I don't do any favoritism or I have no hatred for anyone. But the word tu is a crux there.
Right.
So what does he say? Samoham sarvabhuteshu name dveshosthi na priya. Ye bhajanti tu, but for those who are doing bhajan, I do some favor. And that is natural. That is natural. Because that is how the devotees are different from others. How are they different? Those who worship me, they please me. And they want to come to me. Others don't want to come to me. So what I should do? So I should reciprocate their desire. If I deliver those people who are not my devotees, then they'll complain, I don't want to come to you. Why you brought me here? Isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I am in everybody's heart to satisfy their desires. My devotees, they have a desire to come to me. So that is why I satisfy their desire. Others don't have a desire to come to me. So what I can do? Because it is said in the Upanishads, Nityo Nityanam Chetana Stitranam Ekobona Yo Vidhati Kama. So though I am equal to everyone and I am in everybody's heart, but my reciprocation will not be equal because it is according to their desire. So in one sense, I am equal to everyone. At the same time, I reciprocate with everyone according to their desire. So in this way, I am there in everybody's heart. But those who are attracted towards me, then I really take them. That is what.
Nice, very nice. Prabhu, the next two shlokas, we get to see Krishna's display of highest standard of forgiveness, where he says, Api chet suduracharo bhajate mamananya bhak sadureva samantavyaha samyak vyavasito hi saha. Even if one commits the most abominable action, if he is engaged in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly because he is properly situated. I'll read off the next one also and then together we'll do. Kshipram bhavati dharmatma shashvachantim nigacchati kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. He quickly becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. So, Prabhu, related to this, Prabhupada is clearly mentioning here when Krishna says that when someone commits most abominable action, it is accidental and not intentional.
There are two levels in which you understand the shloka. If somebody does some accidental thing, then he is forgiven and he is considered Dharmatma and he should be accepted as Dharmatma. But now here, when these two verses are read, there is a story that how when all the demigods were hearing from Yamaraj, they are confused what to do. How can I understand? How can this person who is performing sinful activity be called Dharmatma?
Yes, exactly.
So they all came to Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur explained that there are three people here. One is Api che suduracharo bhajate dhamanyava. This person is doing bhakti, aranya bhakti, at the same time doing durachara.
Mm.
But there is another person who is looking at him and saying that he is a sadhu. This person is dharma, not this person.
Oh.
That means he is not committing Vaishnava aparadha.
Oh. Okay.
And that person, Kshipram Bhavati Dharmatma, he comes to me, Shashva Shandrika, not this person.
Oh, what a wonderful explanation. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, very nice, Prabhu. Amazing. In the following shloka, the second shloka that I chanted already, so Krishna is telling, "O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes." Krishna is speaking, he can directly declare. Why he is telling Arjuna, you declare?
Oh, there's a big philosophy behind it. Krishna knows that nobody trusts him. He tells a lot of lies. He's a liar. Right from childhood, he told lies to his mother. मैं ना ही माँ का ने खाई, मैं नहीं माँ का ने खाई, ना नहीं ना ही, both same. And not only he told lies, but he also asked Yudhishthira to tell lie.
Yeah.
Ashwatthama Hata, go and tell. So he knows that people will not believe. If he says something, he may tell lies. But at the same time, Krishna has faith that people know that if my devotee says something, I am willing to do anything to prove their words to be truth. That is what Narasimha, Krishna came as Narasimha. He said, and this point is described. That is, Satyam Vidatum Nijapritya Bhashatam Vyaptim Chalokesha Kilesha Chatpanam Adrishyata Tadyadbhuta Rupamudvahan Tambe Sabhayam Namrigam Namanusham. So, Prahlad Maharaj, many people say Narasimha appeared to protect Prahlad. But why he did not appear when he was put under the elephant? Why he did not appear when he was put in fire? Why he appeared now only? Because Prahlad told, yes, in this pillar, God is there.
Yeah.
Then Krishna started thinking, if I don't come out of the pillar, then my devotees' words will be proved untrue. Then people have no other. They only have some faith in the sadhu and devotees, and that will also go away. So emergency situation just came out of the pillar to prove his words true. So Bhishma also. Bhishma Swa Nigama Vahaya Jnam. I had taken a vow that I'll make sure Krishna will be lifted. Arjuna will be killed or Krishna will break his vow. So now what did Krishna do? He had a circumstance, the whole circumstance like that to protect Arjuna and to make the words of Bhishma true. He got down from the chariot, took the chariot wheel, which he used as Ayudha, and then ran towards Bhishma. So, Krishna knew all these things and then told Arjuna, you tell, Kaunteya pratijaniha, name bhakta pranashyati, my devotee will not punish, that you declare. If you declare, people have faith in your words, not in my words. That is why Krishna, he made Arjuna declare, Kaunteya pratijaniha, name bhakta pranashyati.
Bhagavad Gita is so profound, so brilliant. So next 32 shloka, we are getting to the close of this chapter. Mam hi parthavyapashritya yepi syupapayonayah striyo vaishyasthatha shudras tepi yanti param gatim. O son of Pruta, those who take shelter in me, though they be of lower birth, women, Vaishyas, as well as Shudras, can approach the supreme destination. So, Prabhu, very nicely, Krishna is talking about the spiritual inclusivity. Krishna is not barring anybody based on their gender, their occupation, their birth. Krishna is ready to welcome everybody into the fold of bhakti. But however, when Krishna says here, Papa Yonayaha, what does Papa Yonayaha mean?
The first thing we should know that Papa and Punya both are Papa.
Yeah.
Any karma, any activity which makes us to take birth again, whether as a Brahma or an ant or an elephant or a woman or a Brahman or a Shudra, it is Papa only. The very fact that we are born, it shows that we have done sin. But there is a gradation of Sattva, Rajas, Tama. Brahmana birth is Sattva. Kshatriya birth is Rajas, but with Sattva in some. And there is Vaishya birth is also is Tamas, is Rajas. And Shudra birth is Tamas. So now in the Tamas, the propensity to do sin is more. Propensity to tell lie is more. So that is why he says Papa Yoneha. That means those who are more in mode of ignorance. That means bhakti is meant for everyone. Whether somebody is in goodness or ignorance, it doesn't matter. Just to give an idea that if it is delivering those people in ignorance, then what to speak of people in sattva? Okay. So he is using a Kaumutika Nyaya to describe the glory of bhakti. The subject matter has to be understood. The subject matter has to be understood of that particular verse. The subject matter is not to say woman or Papa Yoni. The subject matter is to say that bhakti is so wonderful that even if woman takes it, they will attain the same destination of any Brahmana or anyone. That is the subject matter.
Okay. So seen in the proper light, the way you explained it, then there is no need for anybody to take offense to what Krishna is saying. So the last shloka, Prabhu, the middlemost chapter, last shloka of that. So this is such an important shloka, yet so simple. I mean, there's nothing complex about this. But however, so like you said right in the beginning, this is one of the shlokas that Krishna repeats twice, almost verbatim. Not exactly, but almost. And there is the 3.33 shloka, Shreyan, Swadarmo, Vigunaha. That shloka also gets repeated. And this shloka, strategic position, Krishna puts it right in the middle and then he puts it right in fag end also, where you said it is the Gita Rahasya. So please help us understand this, Prabhu. I'll chant the shloka, then you can explain to us. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishyasi yuktvaivam atmanam matparayanaha. Engage your mind always in thinking of me, offer obeisances and worship me, being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me.
So this is called Gita Rahasya. That means, how do you understand that somebody has studied the Gita when you see that this person is Manmana Bhava, when he is thinking of Krishna. Mad Bhakta is becoming a devotee of Krishna. Madhyaji, when he is worshipping Krishna. Number 4, is paying obeisances to Krishna. That means he is doing bhakti. When he is practicing bhakti, then only you can see understood Bhagavad Gita. That means you should hear Bhagavad Gita, a person who is doing bhakti to Krishna. If he is not doing bhakti to Krishna, Mame Vaishyasi Yuktvevam, in this way, having completely absorbed in me, Yuktvevam, only in me, Manmana, man is being used many times. Manmana, Mad Bhakta, Madhyaji, Mam Namaskuru, Mame Vaishyati, Yuktvevam, Atmana Matpara. So just see, the word Mam has been used practically 5 times. 5 times. Ma Atmanam Manmana Bhakto Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru. Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru. Mame Vaishyasi Yuktvevam. Yuktvevam. What is the meaning of Yuktvevam? Yuktva. Yuktva means one who is engaging his body and mind in his service. And Mat Parayanaha means one who takes shelter of me. Then you will come to me. So this is called Bhakti. When somebody practices Bhakti, only that person will attain. That means this is Rahasya. One who is practicing Bhakti, that means he has understood the secret of Bhagavad Gita. If somebody is not practicing Bhakti, he may be speaking Bhagavad Gita, but he has not understood Bhagavad Gita. That is the whole purpose of Krishna speaking this particular words.
Yes. So I was just recollecting Prabhupada once said Krishna consciousness is so simple that you may miss it. So I think the shloka also, it is so simple, anybody can offer obeisances, anybody can worship the Lord, but not everybody takes it up. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Let's go on with the Brahmastra round, Prabhu. Today it's going to be pretty straightforward. And the theme for today is going to be every question will start with 3 words, have you ever? So when you answer these questions, Prabhu, you can keep it super simple and just say yes or no. Have you ever done it? Have you ever not done it? If you want, if you choose to, you can elaborate. That's up to you. And if you feel it's uncomfortable, you don't want to answer it, we can skip that also and I can go to the next one. Have you ever stayed up all night for any type of service?
Yes.
Okay. Have you?
Temple decoration, when I was a temple commander for 10 years practically.
Oh, okay. Have you ever not been able to complete your minimum quota of 16 rounds of chanting and you had to catch up the next day?
Yes, many times. Festival time.
Okay. Have you ever cooked prasadam either for the deities or like for a gathering of devotees all by yourself?
Never, but I cooked for important guest who had come to our temple.
Okay.
Not the full meal, but some breakfast and some tea, that kind of thing. Some herbal tea, some simple things.
Nice. Okay. Next.
Yeah, definitely I did it. I remember. Many years, 20 years ago. Yeah, we had. Yeah, 2 years there was no cook and we did it.
2 years?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So next, have you ever listened to either Srila Prabhupada's lecture or any other devotee's lectures on repeat again and again because you liked it so much?
Yeah, definitely I've heard.
Okay. Next question. Let's move on. Yeah. Have you ever chanted more than 108 rounds in a single day?
Never.
Never. Okay. Have you ever gotten emotional, like maybe your eyes teared up or something while reading Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam?
Definitely. Bhagavatam.
Okay. Have you ever been asked a difficult question while preaching that left you completely stumped? Like you didn't know how to answer that question at all?
Never has happened.
Oh, great. Okay. Next. Have you ever given a lecture where you felt Krishna was directly speaking through you?
I never felt, but I always think so.
Okay. Next. Have you ever been tested with a severe temptation, but you passed it?
Never.
Okay. Have you ever realized new meanings in a shloka after teaching it for many years?
Actually, every time I teach, I speak something new. And I don't remember what I spoke last time. It's a fact.
Okay. Next. Have you ever felt a moment of pure detachment from the material world? Like I have nothing to do with it, complete detachment.
Oh, every day you experience that. There's so much of disturbance everywhere. Forget about it.
Okay. Last one. Have you ever had prasadam that tasted so good, out of this world, that its taste is still lingering on your tongue?
Yeah,
Oh, what prasadam was that, Prabhu?
would be.
Oh,
As South Indian, what I can do.
okay, okay. Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah. So thank you so very much, Prabhu. I can't thank you enough. Uh, I am, as a host, I am playing an instrument in these pariprashnas, but I listen to them after and I relish so much again and again. So thank you so much, Prabhu. Eternally indebted to you. So, Hare Krishna, dear devotees, as we started about that admiral in the French Navy, so His Holiness Indradyumna Maharaj happened to meet him after many, many years. And he told Indradyumna Maharaj that not a day goes by where I don't think of your spiritual master, and not a week goes by where I don't read chapter 9 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So it is a message through Prabhupada to us also. Of course, not necessarily only chapter 9, especially in this holy month of Kartik. I urge you, request you that all of you, please, not only you hear Pariprashna, hear about Bhagavad Gita, but also please read Bhagavad Gita. I hope you already have a copy of Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is. It's available in so many different languages. If you don't, I will leave a link for Bhagavad Gita as it is in the description, a soft copy. You just click on that and please read at least one shloka every single day. And this is the auspicious month of Kartik, so you can begin right from now. So thank you very much for being part of this wonderful Pariprashna journey along with us. And I can feel the warmth and love that you're sharing through your views, likes, comments, questions, audio notes. Thank you so very much. We appreciate each and every one of them. So keep the love going for Pariprashna by sharing it with everybody that you know. So we will catch you in the next episode. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be chapter 10, where Krishna is going to talk about his opulences. We simply say God is great, but how great God really is, we will get a glimpse of that in the next chapter, and also Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita. So we'll catch you soon. Until then, stay inquisitive and stay Krishna conscious. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.